Oura Ring Gen 4 might be the finest from the wearable world right now, or not. It's been on my finger for a month, 24/7, and it's time for the deep dive. So let's inspect. Hey buddy, nice to meet you. You can call me the Tech Mishka, and before I go into any details about the health tracking and everything I've collected about Oura Ring Generation 4, let me announce that this here is entirely made in Europe. Not designed in Europe, made somewhere else, such as China. It's actually designed in Finland, in my case manufactured in Estonia. I don't really know about all the global regions. Meaning that Oura are focused on protecting their intellectual property and of course focusing on premium user experience, which comes at a price, apparently. Is it justified? And how about the health tracking accuracy and all the insights provided by the smartphone app? This is what we want to discover here based on these 4 weeks where I've been using the Oura Ring Generation 4, so I guess I should start talking about the details. Health tracking is about covering more than 20 biometrics that directly impact your well-being. Besides the regular pulse measurements, sleep cycle tracking, SpO2 tracking, steps counter and so on, the Ring and its input is used for a much deeper analysis than that, so that you can rely on sections such as readiness, a very adequate daily health advisor, fitness analyst, and much more. The readouts are configurable and you can disable some of them in order to prolong the battery life. While I'm about to cover the HR tracking accuracy in just a moment, let me take the chance to praise the sleep tracking. I know it's going to surprise you when I state this, but in most of the nights, Oura Ring 4 has been much more correct about my sleep sessions than the mighty Garmin Fenix 8. There's unfortunately no official sleep apnea detection supported yet, but low REM and deep sleep rates, as well as frequent wake-ups, might be indication for such kind of issues. And I feel that given the sensor accuracy, this might be one of the big things to be expected via firmware updates. As for the pedometer function, it is based on accelerometer only, therefore slightly inaccurate or counting in most cases. The next big surprise to me have been the workouts. I couldn't believe my eyes how accurately the suggestions about sports are. Initially, I thought Oura have been relying on guessing based on old statistics because I play football every Wednesday evening, but fact is that if I practice the sport on another day or another time, the Ring is going to recognize the activity and track it. This is insanely helpful because it is the first smart ring that I can use without having to manually trigger workout tracking via the app. The heart rate detection is already close to perfect, although it is the November 2024 firmware that made it that way. Previously, results were not as good, but now it seems to keep up with a chest-mounted tracker such as the Polar H10. I just wish to see Oura improving the graph and the details shown. You can take a look at the list with the track sports, which is surprisingly long, and here I feel that Oura have made the biggest progress overall. Feels like Ring 4 continues to bring in nice surprises. Design is no exception, and while you enjoy the look of the brushed silver, let me tell you that this video is not only about praising. We just haven't stumbled across the obvious drawbacks yet. Rest assured, we will. A big change compared to Generation 3 is the inner layer. From epoxy, Oura have switched to titanium. The bumps are almost gone, and this feels as flat as any other non-smart ring, which is nice. In order to center the ring properly, there's a mark at the bottom. You don't even need to look at it. Over time, you're going to develop the habit to sense it with a thumb. There are more sizes and more different designs. Just be aware that Oura continue to maintain a different size chart for the US region. Kind of weird in my opinion and definitely brings in confusion if you use the data from some Reddit posts, let's say. The thickness is tolerable, hardness is great, paintwork delightful. But if you think that the ring is scratch resistant, well, it's not. I ordered the brushed silver mostly because I knew that my lifestyle is going to leave marks, but if you pick the right kind of design, these marks will be hard to notice. Personally, I believe that Oura offers the best designs out there, both in terms of look and feel and in terms of build quality. If you're curious about the specs, then good to mention that there are plenty of sizes. Width is 7.9mm, thickness is 2.88. The weight depends on the size of your ring. There's an updated heart rate sensor, SpO2 tracker, accelerometer, digital temperature sensor, expected battery life is up to 8 days, and the app controlling all this is called Oura. Apparently, Oura's team has been quite busy about upgrading almost everything about this new 4th generation. For instance, they switched to different materials on the inside. The bumps are almost completely gone and it's a much more comfortable fit. We have new designs on the outside, more color choices, more size options, and this here is the brushed silver, which I feel looks spectacular. Some changes are present on the inside as well. We have a new heart rate sensor. We know about a new digital temperature sensor. The big question is about the battery life, because I have doubts that those with smaller sizes might have slightly smaller battery capacity. If you dig around in forums about battery feedback, you're going to notice mostly people with sizes 5 and 6 and 7 complaining and quoting numbers such as 4 or 5 days in between the charging cycles. So in my case, I have a ring size 12 and I'm recharging every 6 days as soon as I receive the notification, meaning that it can probably last 7.5. If you disable the blood oxygen saturation tracking during sleep, this might prolong the cycle by just a little bit. So it's clearly not the best in the industry in terms of battery life, but quite good. Significant upgrade from generation 3 by somewhere between 15 and 20%. And given all the statistics that it can pull just through your finger, I'm pretty happy with the battery life. Oura have also applied changes to their charging station. The new one represents a square-shaped device with rubberized bottom, and it gently can stand on a desk. Looks quite awesome. However, I still believe that Ringcon continue to lead this compartment with their battery-backed ring box. Going further, and the biggest topic out of all, is apparently the software side. It's the area where, in my opinion, Oura are untouchable. The Oura Ring app is a comprehensive health and wellness platform designed to complement the ring. It is the one that will receive the firmware updates as soon as they are available and push them to the ring. Luckily, Oura are excellent about firmware update maintenance. At the core of the app lies a detailed analysis of the sleep patterns. Activity tracking is another essential feature, something that we have explored together just a few moments ago. One of the most innovative features of the Oura Ring app is the readiness score. This daily score, calculated based on psychological signals, provides insights into the body's preparedness for physical and mental exertion. By analyzing factors such as heart rate variability, resting heart rate, and sleep quality, the app can predict how well the body is going to respond to stress and exercising. The app also fosters a sense of community because you can connect to other Oura Ring wearers, share experiences, and participate in various challenges. This social aspect could be motivational, sometimes inspirational. Maybe all of these goodies are the reason why Oura asks for a monthly payment. True, $6 a month is not that much, but definitely makes you think twice whether it is worth paying more than $70 a year on top of the expensive ring price. Something I'm happy to hear your opinion about. And since it is what I feel is the biggest drawback of the series, let me expand the list by adding the compromised battery life for smaller ring sizes, the lack of gyroscope and EDA sensors. Also, the support effectiveness seems to be a little down these days. If there's something else you feel is worth mentioning, then make sure to add it via the comments. As a conclusion, I'm gonna say the following, that for the first time in my life, I'm wearing a smart ring, which is really trustworthy, in many ways as good or even somewhat better than a fitness tracker with insanely good smartphone app. And here one more remark, it's related to Oura's support, because as soon as they launched Generation 4, reaching out to the support team has been, let's say, challenging, and for a smart ring which costs as much, and especially for a smart ring which requires a monthly fee, I would say it's not the kind of premium experience people would be expecting. Hopefully there has been just a spike with their workloads temporarily, and they would go back to their normal mode as soon as this Black Friday or launch drama is over. So putting this aside, 5-star experience brought by Oura Ring Generation 4. And I think it very well justifies the price tag, especially compared to the competition. Well, at least this is my point of view. And if you agree or not, or probably if you want to stalk what others have to say about it, join me in the comment section below the video, where you're absolutely welcome to share about your own personal valuable experience. So thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm the Tech Mishka. Wish you a fantastic day and really hope to see you in the next episode. So subscribe. Bye.